I don't know how much I like them. Hi, welcome to my channel La Fraise, welcome back, and today I just quickly wanted to give a quick pattern review of the spring shorts by Peppermint Magazine. I just finished sewing them, I'm wearing them now. I mean, it's a bit hard to show you from kneeling on the floor, but I will show you in a second. I have some footage of me wearing them properly so you can see what they look like. Our corgi assistant is also there for us today, so we are ready to start. For reference, I made the short in a size 14 and I added 3 centimeters of length to them. I'm really happy I did because I'm still not extremely comfortable with the length. I could have had them even longer, I think, but just so you know, when you see them on me, they are added 3 centimeters. I've made a few changes to them, mostly at around the waistband, so I didn't want to be bothered with the drawstring. I really just can't be bothered. I also find it less comfortable. You have to undo the drawstring when you go to the bathroom and everything. So I have just put the elastic in, and I have a brand of elastic I really like that I have meters and meters of and that I always use for my pants. So that elastic is thicker than the one they recommend in the pattern. So when you see the paper bag effect on me, know that the leftover that's at the top and kind of making the paper bag effect is less than what they had planned into the pattern. And I'll try to show you a close-up as well, but what I have done is I have sewn lines of stitches onto my elastic. I find that it's a really pretty finish. They haven't planned that in the original pattern, they just planned the drawstring. So that's something I added at the waistband. I went a bit rogue and I was just like, I want to do what I want to do. To stitch over the elastic, there's no trick to it. You just have to pull your elastic as tight as possible when you are sewing over it. As you can see, this is quite an arm workout, but you know, you can manage. And this way you have nice top stitching over your elastic and your elastic is not going to roll inside the casing. I find it quite a nice look. I got fairly confused with the finishing of the hem of the pants. Honestly, I was thinking, oh, is it a stitch in the ditch situation, what's happening? It took me a while to understand, but actually it's a facing, which is nice as it's quite a curved hem. The facing makes it easier, but honestly, the way it was explained in the booklet, I didn't find it super clear. Like, if you know what you meant to do, then it's clear, and I understood by looking at photos of finished projects, etc. But if you don't know what you meant to do, it's quite confusing, I found. I don't know, I wasn't amazed by the way it was explained, and I was a bit annoyed because I first started folding the piece of hem back on itself and clearly didn't make sense because I could see that my hem band was much smaller than the one they had, so it kind of took a while. I also thought that I would have that extra length on my legs, which is kind of how I had calculated it, but obviously as it was just a facing, I was losing that extra length, so this is why the shorts are a bit shorter than what I had hoped for. Okay, even the second time, it looks like I misunderstood the construction of that hem. Literally, the video is scheduled and everything for tomorrow, but I have seen videos online where I see people constructing it differently, and it really bothers me to leave online something that would be wrong and that would steer you wrong in the making of the shorts. What I will say is that if the way people have made them online is the right way, I disagree with that construction. I don't think it's neat. I don't think the pattern should have made it that way. So maybe what I would recommend is before cutting your bands, think of a finishing you would like and cut them accordingly, maybe doubling the width to be able to fold them, whatever. But I personally really disagree with the construction that apparently is the right one, the one that I've seen other people do. I just would never make my shorts that way, so I refuse. I'm happier with the way I made them, even though that means they're too short. But so I just want to put it out there because I don't want you to then do it my way and maybe not make your shorts the right way. So look well at the pattern. If you understand the instructions better than I do, great for you. I think my brain simply refused because for me that's sloppy and I refuse to do this. Maybe if you have an overlocker, it's less of a big deal for you. I don't have an overlocker, and yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that, but that was not a finishing I would have liked to have in my shorts. For neatening the seam, they kind of let you on your own. They just keep saying neaten the seam here and there, and you have to find the better method for you. I think that's fine, but for the pockets, then they make you do a French seam, and I was extremely confused. That's probably the most useless seam to have nicely done. I mean, if you look at the guts of my shorts, it's literally all just zigzags except the pockets that then made you do a French seam for. just why? I mean, it's extra fancy, but like, why the pocket? It's probably not the most interesting seam to have nicely finished. I don't know, it's not necessarily bad, but I'm just a bit confused. My short cost me €32.20 of fabric and €4 of thread. I'm not counting the elastic because I just had it in stock, but you should count the elastic as well. So it costs me about €36, which is fine for shorts, but also not so cheap for something that's so small in fabric quantity in the end. I feel like this is maybe something you could do out of leftover fabrics quite easily. The reason why this was so expensive is also because my fabric was €23 a meter, which is really on a pricier point. And if you think the price of my full lockout dress, which is a dress I'm going to be wearing for a wedding, almost a full-length dress, I feel like it makes the price of the shorts look a bit steep in comparison. So yeah, the fabric was a cotton satin, which I'm a bit confused about because it's not really shiny. In the English version of the website they say it's a poplin, but on the French version of the website they said it's a cotton satin, so a bit confusing there. But well, in any case, it's not a particularly fancy fabric, it's just a cotton. It's quite an expensive cotton. Still like it, but I'm like, oh, it makes for an expensive pair of shorts. So yeah, I don't know how much I like them, mostly due to the fact that they're shorter than what I hoped for. And that's something I had measured, is just as I misunderstood the construction of the hem that kind of didn't work in my favor. But I tend to not feel super comfortable if the shorts are too short, and that's kind of a groundbreaker. I mean, if you walk in the city and you feel like your shorts are too short, whatever. Hopefully it's going to be still nice on holidays. It's going to be very comfortable because I have the elastic without the drawstring, so that's going to be nice, hopefully. I have to say, because they are really, really high-waisted, with the elastic at the waist, it kind of creates that bulge at the stomach where you have all that extra air and the fabric is in the way, and so it's not the most flattering cut. I mean, I put them on and I didn't feel like extremely flattered because of that extra fabric that's there. That's maybe not the nicest or the most flattering, but I have to say one thing I really like. Obviously I like the comfort with the elastic waist, that's really nice, but I also really like the shape of the hem, the fact that it curves. I find that really elegant, really feminine, and that's something I really enjoy in the shorts. So I have actually worn them out now. I went to the store wearing them to try them out, and I have to say I'm trying to kind of pull them down to be able to walk with them feeling long enough to be out, but then because it's an elasticated waist, it kind of rides up and goes back to my natural waist. And when I walk, the fabric between my thighs kind of moves and I end up having a bit of chafing there. So it's not really nice. They're really not, I mean, I don't think they're even gonna work really for holidays if we want to walk around, because they're just not really comfortable to walk in. Again, if I had understood how to make them long enough originally, this would not have been a problem. So it's not really the pattern's fault. I guess it's just, for me personally, they are too short. I prefer having fabric between my thighs so that it's comfortable when I walk. So here it's not really the case, which is a shame, but they're really comfortable to wear at home and be comfy at home. I definitely think I could make them again, but I would probably go a bit more freely with the pattern and use it as a base and then lengthen them the way I like, do modifications so they really work for me. I feel like I'm fairly happy with the final product, but that the frustration comes from having just now struggled understanding the end of the booklet. If I were to make them again, knowing what I'm getting into, I would have a better experience. So I'm really not ruling out making them again, using them as a base. I think they're really great pay what you want pattern, and honestly fairly quick to make as well. I made the whole construction of the shorts in a couple of hours on the first day, and then I finished them today in about 1 hour, and that was including being confused at everything. So I feel like if you understand what's happening, you are comfortable with the pattern, honestly, one afternoon and you have a new pair of shorts. So if you need a last sneaky pair of shorts before your holidays, I feel like it would be a great one. And lastly, I also wanted to add that the sizing isn't really big. I mean, I'm a size 14 and it goes up to a size 16, so it goes one size bigger than me. And again, I'm not on the largest end of the spectrum at all. Again, I understand that with a free/pay what you want pattern, you can't ask for too much, but then I'm always feeling a bit icky to really recommend patterns that are not really size inclusive. So just putting it out there, yes, it's free, but it goes up to a 16, so it's not a very inclusive pattern in that respect. So yeah, short and sweet today, but I just wanted to share this new pair of shorts and give my little opinion on the pattern. I would, like in one word, I would say quite good, not super flattering around the tummy area, and the length, just make sure that it's a length that makes you happy. But that's it from me today. Don't hesitate to subscribe if you want to come back on the channel. Give this video a like. Let me know if you are planning to make the spring shorts. I know that some of you already told me that you were going to make them, so I hope this video is helpful for you to make them. And don't forget that you can make anything. Bye!